And these are the images from the Silicon Valley of India. Bengaluru grappling with one issue after the other. A civic crisis emerging from the city, IT's city. Bellandur Lake's toxic froth that has only gotten aggravated with a recent spell of rain, causing much inconvenience to the residents, some of them even complaining of getting skin infection and breathing issues. In fact, there is the other issue of the stray dog menace that has hit a new low in the city, wherein a woman was attacked by a pack of 10 stray dogs. We're showing you the images of, that incident as well. India Today also raising those questions as to what really is the state government doing to address these issues that are arising from the Silicon Valley of the nation. In fact, the National Green Tribunal also called an emergency hearing seeking answers over the frothing of Bengaluru's infamous Bellandur Lake. The Green Court summoning the additional Chief Secretary and the Lake Development Authority CEO, and the National Green Tribunal also hauling up the state government and asking what is it doing to remove the chemical waste from the lake. The Green Court has also said that the government must have the answers to what they have done on the next hearing, which is scheduled for the 22nd of August. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has also made way for the National Green Tribunal to continue hearing the case following a petition that was filed by the Nama Bengaluru Foundation. The organization had a challenge to the Karnataka High Court order that was made in June, which stayed the NGT proceedings in the case. The Chief Minister has reacted today. He is in the national capital, away from the crisis unfolding in his, city, saying that the government will need about 1 to 2 years for a complete cleanup of the Bellandur Lake.
13th floor of Orchid Lakeview Apartments. In fact, this is just opposite the supposed to be beautiful Bellandur Lake. In fact, you can clearly see there, part of the lake can be seen, the lake waters. Another part of the lake waters is filled with water hyacinth and weeds. And there, later on, as you actually follow the flow of the water, you see the place or the exact spot where we have been talking about the whole time. The froth and foaming that takes place, and also the froth and foam that comes onto the road. Last night was terrible. The entire patch of road, that particular part of the road on the bridge, was filled with froth and foam in spite of the mesh that has been installed there by the government of Karnataka. Now, the authorities have been promising the residents, saying that this issue will be solved once and for all, especially after the National Green Tribunal or the NGT came down heavily on the Siddaramaiah government, asking them what on earth are they actually doing in order to solve this particular problem. But all along we have not seen any sort of solution, but rather past 2 days the citizens over here have been struggling. Now on the 13th floor, this is an apartment over here, a very beautiful apartment. Normally the apartment windows and doors are always shut. It's because we are here that they've actually kept this open. The reason being, it's not possible for them to breathe fresh air. In fact, we have with us the owner of the apartment, Ria, over here. Ria, could you come over here? I mean, you have a beautiful apartment, the view is fantastic, but do you actually get to enjoy all this?
No, because the windows are shut most of the time. Okay. And as I can see that the view is absolutely, it's very fantastic, but however, if you can see the kind of froth that is flying in the air, it's quite dangerous, and that's the reason usually we close our windows and our doors to make sure that we do not get harmed.
This is supposed to be a lake view apartment. Do you now regret that you actually bought this? It's fantastic. I myself am enjoying the view here, but do you regret having come over here, staying in this particular part of the city?
Well, when in the beginning when we came over here, that was not a regret, but again when because the work started pretty well when we came over here, but from past 1 month we can see that it has stopped and we cannot see any further progression in kind of work what the government is doing. So that's the reason why it is an increased amount of froth in the lake.
Okay, you know what, the National Green Tribunal had lambasted the government, okay, for the past 3-4 months. They said that work is going on. I can see few cranes over there doing their work, supposedly doing their work. But in the past few months, has the situation actually deteriorated? Has it become from bad to worse? What, according to what's your opinion on this?
Well, when they started the work, yes, they started with a good start, and it was, I mean, they were working well. However, I mean, I don't know why they have stopped the work from past 1 month, and that's the reason. I mean, I'm not sure about it, that why they have stopped the work, but when they started, yes, I could see like 4 weeders working every now and then, every day except on Sundays, working and trying to clean the lake.
All right, thank you very much. In fact, we are now here on the 13th floor, but trust me, the situation down there is extremely terrible. You have a lot of froth and foaming, and every time it blows, I mean, every time there's this strong breeze, it's all there on people's face. In fact, I'm actually going to show you another view of what exactly is the situation like in this particular area. Now, here too, we must remember, the doors are always shut. It's only because we are here that the residents over here have been kind enough to allow us inside their apartment and show us the situation. There you go, another view from another balcony. You can clearly see the froth and foaming taking place, and there, every time there's this breeze, that is what exactly happens over there. It actually comes out of the mesh that the government has actually installed over there and onto the road. And that's the reason. There are chances of accidents also taking place, because motorists do not want to actually take a chance of going through that. In fact, we have with us another resident who's right over here. So you were telling me, do come along, you were telling me that last night when the entire patch of road or that bridge was filled with foam and froth, you were walking over there. How did you manage to enter your building?
I was coming from my office in a bike, and I had to come through this extreme.
Okay.
And come very slow. I came very slowly from there.
Okay.
That's like how I got to know that 3/4 was filled with the foam and froth, and 2 cars were stuck over there, and it was very, very crowded. I mean, the traffic was piled up like through the whole in the Bellandur Lake area, that side and on this side also.
So your dinner plans went for a toss. That's what you were telling me.
Yes, and I had planned to come early and then go out for the dinner.
Okay.
And then because of the rain and that froth on the road, we cancelled it out.
Yes. All right. So sorry that had to happen. I mean, especially when you have plans to go out for dinner. But the situation, this is not just one resident's problem over here, the plight of the residents, it's for the entire building. They all are suffering as of now, because the government, which claims to be working to solve this issue, is actually doing nothing.
Someone is watering you.
With camera person Shivmurthy, this is Nolan Pinto for India Today in Bengaluru.